This is how it is going to go. We are going to have 7 days straight where we have picks that you can make with your chance to be BetTV's Betting Extraordinaire for a chance to win $25,000. If you get the first 3 questions right over the course of 3 days, you're going to win $250. If you get to day 5, you're going to win $2,500. And if you get through day 7, a week straight of correct picks, we're going to give you $25,000. No joke.
How is it going? It's day 4 of Who Wants to Be a Betting Extraordinaire here in the Bets TV studios. I am Preston Johnson, hanging out with DeQuan Young. Just wrapped up Last Word Cheetah. We have 2 contestants, Christian and Paul. Yes, all right. We had 2 that got through Army, Navy. Both picked Navy money line. Pocketed $250 a piece. Now a question closer to $25,000. And we got a big Monday Night Football game. Decided to go props. It's kind of confusing, but I did that intentionally. So they have to try to figure out and dissect where the best option is. But we're doing, we've never done one like this, but it's total yards, and there's 4 options, and 3 of them are a combined of 2 players, both receiving and rushing for the running backs. And then if receivers actually rush the ball, then those count too. It's just going to be total yards from everyone on the board. There it goes. James Conner plus Christian Kirk. Their total yards versus Sonny Michel OBJ, Connor Kupp by himself, and then Hopkins plus Rondell Moore. So, with that being said, they're all within a few yards of each other. I'm not going to make them start like plugging it in or going into their apps and doing some addition. They're all pretty close. They're all similar. The only thing I didn't do was put a tie in any of the options. So if there is, for some reason or some unforeseeable reason, which seems to happen more often than it should, where the leader, and one of this is a tie and it's the highest at like 126 or whatever, should I just say we're giving it to the Cup one? That's probably the most fair since he doesn't have a teammate anyways. I think I'm going to do that. We'll give Cup a tie.
It's very generous of you.
Yeah. Rather than they just lose and we move on. It is day 4. Stakes are higher. I want to see if we can get someone make a run here like Carlos did about a month ago. Getting to day 6, 1 question away from the $25,000. So whenever you guys are ready, Paul, Christian, full lines are open. 661-515 bets for them. Call in. You got to pick which one of these. Monday Night Football game. By the way, I should say Rams, Cardinals, total 51, basically across the board. Rams, 3-point underdogs on the road, basically across the board. We've seen that line move from 2.5 to 3 throughout the week. So that's the general betting outlook. You're wearing your Stafford jersey, still holding out hope for the MVP bet, I believe.
No, this is just hope that they make this game competitive as opposed to the last one. It was pretty much over after the first half. What was the stat you gave me about McVay last week?
McVay teams as the head coach, weeks 1 through 8. He has the number 1 EPA in all of football. Weeks 9 plus, his offenses rank 19th in EPA. The back half of seasons, his offense drops off pretty dramatically. And it's happened with Stafford. It wasn't even just like a Goff thing, right? Like it's starting and has started to happen this year too.
When do you think the narrative's going to turn on him about being this wonder boy of a coach?
I don't think you put it the right way. Yeah. The narrative will turn on him is, I'm not saying this because of the way you put it. It's a dumb way to look at it because, yes, maybe eventually it doesn't work out. It's like he got him to a Super Bowl with Jared Goff at quarterback. Yeah. Like there should be no narrative turning. Like obviously McVay was a great hire, genius offensive mind. Has he made a few questionable decisions as far as like some 4th down stuff late in games? Maybe not adjusting his offense as much mid-season or even second halves. Maybe. Regardless, I guess my point is this. The narrative can't turn on him in a few years because when he was hired, he was way ahead of almost every coach in the NFL. Now, like, a third of the league is doing a lot of the stuff McVay was doing, maybe even more. And so it's harder for him to be ahead when everyone was catching up to him to some degree. And so, like, yeah, the narrative could turn on him in a couple of years, but it's just like an illogical way to look at it, because for a few years he was like the best at it and literally got Jared Goff to a Super Bowl. Jared Goff, he was quarterback for the Detroit Lions.
You don't have to say that name.
And Belichick, obviously, Bill Belichick gets there and solves it, no problem. Extra week prep in the Super Bowl, they couldn't even score. That's because it's Bill. But I don't think that's like McVay already like earned whatever respect he needed. I don't think it's like you have to win the Super Bowl or else it's all a sham.
I don't think it's a.
And the fact that so many people are copying like pre-snap motion rates and play action stuff on first down passing rates, like it just goes to show that he was ahead of his time, and so it's harder for him to catch up now when everyone else is doing similar stuff. And by everyone else, again, probably like a third of the league.
It's more of a because it's just hard to read the NFL because it's what have you done for me lately all across the board.
Yep,
I mean,
for sure.
everybody's gonna continue to, he got Jared Goff to the Super Bowl, but let's say next year they're third in the NFC West because the 49ers actually play to their ability, or even if they lose a wild card to like a Niners team, or they go to Green Bay or something like that. I think there's going to be there's going to be some turmoil between either him being the head coach in LA or Stafford. Like maybe Stafford's not the guy that we thought he was, which I think is more likely from that perspective.
You don't think Stafford's very good?
No, I'm saying that there's going to be a narrative surrounding it going into this offseason. Like the experiment didn't work, or it was overrated as far as.
I mean, they're 8-4.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's like there was this big.
That's what I'm saying. All this narrative media stuff is so drummed up and exaggerated, most of the time for no reason. It's like they end up finishing. Look, they have 5 games left. They could end up being 12-5, have a pretty good record, a shot at making a run. If they don't, it's like experiment didn't work.
That's exactly what I said to you when I think it was the 49ers game when the defense couldn't get off the field. He had those 2 turnovers in the first half. One of them turned into a pick 6. I'm watching like the whole team just collapse, like within itself. Like
when Trey Lance was playing?
No.
Like earlier in the year, or
a couple weeks ago.
The Seattle game.
No, not the Seattle game. It was the 49ers. The Rams and 49ers.
Oh, you're talking about the Rams game itself.
Yeah.
Got it.
So it's like the sky isn't falling. They just lost 3 straight. That's it.
And then they beat the Jags by 30. And if they win tonight, why is everyone shutting up again? It's just like, yeah. And honestly, when you play the Titans on the road against the Niners, on the road against the Packers, you're going to lose 3 straight a decent amount of time, even if you're a good team anyway. It's just the nature of variance. They're a dog twice out of the 3 anyway. Like, it's just, yeah. Although the Niners one, I don't think they actually were, but maybe it should have been close. No, were they a dog against the Niners? They weren't, right? No, I think they were a favorite.
I think so.
I don't, for some reason, I can't recall. Regardless, the point is, like, 1 out of 5.5 times they're going to go 0-3, even if they're good still. Like, it just happens sometimes when you play 3 teams that are all playoff caliber, and 2 of them are on the road, etc. Anyways, who's up first?
We got Paul.
Okay, Paul. I think you guys needed some time to do some math. Everyone was looking up the total yards for all these player names. I will repeat it for you to make sure you have some clarity. Most of these are paired up 2 players, and it's their total yards, both receiving and rushing, in the game tonight. You just need to pick which total's the highest. Connor plus Kirk, that's A. B is Sonny Michel and OBJ. C is Cup, plus in the small chance there's a tie. That's going to go to Connor Cup as well. Cooper Cup, excuse me. And then D is Hopkins and Moore.
Okay. First of all, how are you doing today?
I am great. Thank you. I should have asked. I just jumped right into it. My bad.
No, you're fine. You're fine. And just out of posterity, we're not counting punt return yards, I'm guessing.
Correct. Receiving and rushing yards.
Gotcha. I'm on the cuff, and I'm not smart enough to do the math that quickly, but on the cuff, I'm kind of leaning towards Connor and Kirk, but I'm not exactly positive yet. Being a Giants fan, I'm not counting on anything from OBJ. He's too inconsistent. So Michelle and
That's
OBJ
true.
are out for me. And obviously Kupp is a great receiver, but just a single. So yeah, I was either thinking about Connor and Kirk or Hopkins and more. I kind of keep coming back to the fact that Connor can also is a good receiver out of the backfield, and so we got both kind of possibilities for that, and Kirk as well. Maybe some kind of gadget play in addition to his receiving yards. So I'm kind of talking myself in the Connor and Kirk, I believe.
Okay, I liked it. Nice little breakdown. Had to think through the process. We will lock it in. James Conner, Christian Kirk. Good luck tonight, man. Hopefully we are calling back tomorrow for day 5. Chance at $2,500.
All right, appreciate it. You have a good night.
No problem. You too. Take care.
Okay.
We have the other caller or not
We
yet?
do. Christian, Tennessee.
Cool. Put him through. Christian, how's it going, man? How are you doing today?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. Thank you. Do you need me to repeat the question?
No, I got it. Thanks for that.
Okay. No problem. Take your time.
So I kind of wanted you to go with something Van Jefferson wise because he's my hometown guy. I'm from the same area you from.
If you want E. Van Jefferson, I will give it to you.
No, I like the way that he's been clicking lately, and hopefully that it just makes their offense run smoother, and Kupp can even go off more than he has all year. So I'm leaning Kupp right now, but the having 2 players tied to it does sound appealing, especially with how dynamic Rondale Moore is, and he could just bust one any play. I'm gonna stick with Kupp though. I gotta trust him.
Okay. See, and if there is a tie, if the leading amount is say 120 yards and 2 of these answers are 120, that goes to Kupp. So you got a little extra equity in tie. But yeah, we'll lock it in, man. Good luck tonight.
Sweet, thanks.
No problem. Now your answer.
That's interesting that he went Kupp solo. I don't think
he has like a pretty big, like his total alone on just receiving yards is like 100.5.
Yeah.
The others are, I think the next highest is like 66.5. And then for the running backs, it's way lower, but they got 60s as far as rushing. So it all lines up pretty closely. I believe they were all within the 95.5 to 100.5 range. Maybe one of them, I don't remember which one, was more like 93.5. But anyway, yeah, no, they're all pretty close.
I haven't really been clicking. That's I want to go. I don't know why, but I'm thinking Hopkins more. I feel like that's the play out of these, just because D-Hop he's come back. I think he played pretty decent coming back off an injury last week against the Bears. I know Michelle's probably going to get a ton of the reps because Henderson's out, and I don't even know who the third back is.
And Ramsey is going to be out, right, because of the COVID stuff.
Yeah.
So the upside in Hopkins is maybe more, rather than having Jalen Ramsey shadowing him the entire game. I kind of like D as well. That's where I was going to go, and I don't usually copy you. This is rare, groundbreaking, really.
Listen, man, that just means I'm learning.
But I agree with you. I think this one with Ramsey out, the upside to Hopkins is there. So the only one that isn't picked is B. You know what to do. But yeah, I think I would roll with D as well. Yeah, I got this feeling someone's making the run before Christmas. So I think this is it. One of them's going to get it right, though. Cup's just going to have like a 140-yard game or something.
That's what yeah.
Nail it, yeah. Especially if Arizona's up early.
Stafford's
Interesting.
It's the stat pad for narrative. If they're down, they're gonna get some.
And if they're not down, then the Michelle OBJ one probably wins because Michelle's grinding, getting all of the workload there behind Stafford with the run game. So yeah, maybe B and C deserve more consideration. Interesting, very interesting. Ready to wrap this up?
Yeah, we got some. We both have some things to attend to.
I don't think you told me what you got to attend to.
Back on my thesis.
Oh yeah. You got the text from the professor this morning. So update.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Working on it.
We will see. All right, man. Nice work today. Thanks to all those that are calling. Good luck to Christian and to Paul for the Monday Night Football game. 2 chances. Hopefully got at least one that get through. 4-day 5 and $2,500 tomorrow. We will be back 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific with Last Word Cheetah as usual here in the Bets TV studios. Have a good night.